Hey everybody, it's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special episode. We're diving back into a distillery I haven't talked about much to examine one of their most special releases in a long time and determine if it's probably, or maybe not, a whiskey of the year contender. It's Joseph Magnus Murray Hill Club Special Release number 4, finished in Calvados Casks, or apple brandy. So, isn't that exciting? Big shout out to two people to make this comparison review happen. First off, the Murray Hill Club Special Release number 4 Calvados Cask, brought to you by none other than Dave Vogelsang. Thank you, sir, for the sample. This one comes in at 111 proof. Compute 55.5% alcohol by volume. And in comparison tonight, spoiler already, it's Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. This is batch 122, courtesy of Seth James. This one comes in at 57.7% alcohol by volume, which is like 115 something proof. We're not doing the math on that. 115, close enough in proof for government work. So the big news is, everybody talks about how cigar batch, it's so good. It's okay. I hate to be the one to break it to you, okay? And there's a reason why. The initial batches, old batches if you will, were pretty good. Magical even, some might say. And then they ran out of that aged distillate. And this isn't like a secret. Nancy the Nose Fraley has even said that they didn't really have access to the higher age stocks that they did initially, right? And as the batches went on, it got worse, okay? And availability went up. So everyone heard about these great batches of cigar blend, and they went out and, I can't find it. And then they found it, and they were like, well, it's good. But it wasn't what they were told because it wasn't the same juice anymore. Now, I don't know what batch they're on these days, okay? This one's like a 2-year-old one, so 122 is batch 122, like I said. I think they're like 250-ish, somewhere in there. In today's, October or September of 2024, they're in that like 250-ish range, I think. Could be higher, I don't know. Somewhere in there. Now, Nancy has said that they're getting more of those old stocks again, and it's returning to what it once was. Take that for what it's worth. For me, every one I've had has not been worth about $200 hairs. That's about what they go for. You might find them cheaper, $180, $170. You might pay more, but they're just not, to me, they were never worth that. They're always good. Good tasting, never disliked them. They were never quite worth that money. And I didn't really ever do a review of it for you, so apologize for that. But then the little Murray Hill Club Special Release number 4 came along, and I had not tasted 1 through 3, so I got no opinions on that. Don't even know what they were. I have had regular Murray Hill Club, and it's decent. It was about $80 to $100 hairs roughly for the regular Murray Hill Club. And Murray Hill Club is like a blend of 11, 18-year-old bourbon mixed with 9-year light whiskey. And let me tell you, a lot of 9-year light whiskey in there. So it's good, but it's not what you'd expect from those stats kind of deal. I think the price point's a little high. I would like to see it at like $65, $70 hairs maybe for just the regular Murray Hill Club. But this is the special release, number 4, again. So here is special release number 4, and look how damn dark it is. Look at that. Oh my God, you know it's going to be good with that color. Here is the cigar batch. Do we notice the color difference, folks? This is much darker, the special release. Much darker. The special release is a blend of 8 and 17-year-old bourbon, aged for 4 months in Calvados barrels, fresh from Normandy, France, or something like that. MSRP is $200 hairs a bottle. So it's steep. It is steep. That's a steep ask. Okay. They don't disclose how much is 17 and how much is 8. Hate that. Hate that about the Joseph Magnus brand. They should do better. Should disclose the percentages. So we'll start with a good old cigar batch, and we'll just see how that is. Give it a nosing, and then we'll ease ourselves in. Ease it on in to the special release. All right, cigar batch 122. On the nose, it's very like caramel heavy. like a caramel sugar cookie. I'm getting some like dank oakness coming through here. I get like a tobacco note. Don't know if I would have thought that, but I do. Down the hatch. It's very good. Very good. It's got a lot of caramel. A lot of like good oak, toffee type notes. There's a little bit of tobacco in there. And then there's a lot of pop of fruits at the end. I do dig it, I really do. It's that real nice proof. You know, it just hits. It just hits. I really dig it. Is it worth $170 to $200? No. At least batch 122 is not. Sorry. I'd say it's fairly unique. You don't get a lot of stuff with that level of flavor, but it doesn't wow me, I guess. And for that kind of money, it should. Thank you again, Seth, for the sample. I do enjoy it. It's just the price is tough on it. Again, maybe every batch is different to that, so that's not really saying too much. Other than batch 122's decent, but you know, don't pay $170 or more for it. All right, now the one we're most excited about, the darling of a lot of reviewers. How does 4 months of Calvados and an 8 and 17-year-old bourbon blend do on the nose? Wow. Wow, a different animal. A different animal. Oh, I could smell this all day. It's very like fudgy. I get an apple note, I really do, but it's like this deep, dark, caramel covered, dense, dark apple. That doesn't make any much sense, but that's what it is. It's like the deepest, darkest, richest candied butter. It's like these like richest caramel you could imagine. Like apple butter. Maybe that's what we're thinking of. Really digging it. I'm not getting a ton of oak or like a ton of age, which is interesting, right? 8 and 17-year-old, so doesn't smell youthful at all. Man, does that smell good. A+ on the nose. Down the hatch on the palate. Oh, holy shit, that's good. Oh my God. Wow. Oh, the flavor just lingers. Just lingers. Whew. Very oily. Very oily. Like top 3 or 4 oiliest mouthfeel bourbons I've had. It's so thick and chewy. There's apple here. There's like this apple butter. It is like, it's dark, but it's not type of deal. It's got berries. It's got chocolate. It's got some nuts in there. It's got some tannicness. It's not well seasoned oak. There's just like a tannicness that it's not bad. It just plays perfectly here, so don't take that as a bad thing. It's a little different. It's a little different than most other stuff. So it's dark, but it's not well seasoned oak dark, if that makes sense to you. Which a lot of bourbons that are dark are. That's not this. Doesn't taste young. Don't get me wrong. No hint of youth in this at all. Is it whiskey of the year contender? Not for me. It would place in top 10 bourbons of the year if I could get a bottle. I don't have a bottle. If I get a bottle, sure. If someone wants to track one down for me. But if I get a bottle, it'd make top 10 of the year. For sure, it would. Ain't gonna win. And because I like my well-seasoned oak, I love that in a bourbon. Like if it's got all, this has it all but that. But this is very close. This is the best thing I've tasted without that in it. So I really do dig it. So my final grade is going to be an A+. It is just a flat A+, no plus, an A+. It is expensive. Okay, so $200 here, you got to judge, is that worth it to you? Depends what else you got and what else you like. If you're not the world's biggest, well-seasoned, heavy oak fan, then this could be your Super Bowl. This could be your bourbon of the year. It probably will be. To me, it's missing the if this had well-seasoned oak, it'd be right up there. It'd be a contender for whiskey of the year, but it's missing that for me, so it's not. But everything else is top tier, top notch. It is a top bourbon of the year. Ain't gonna make that top 3, top 4 slots for me because it's missing that factor. But this is killer. The Calvados Cask, I think, is a minor influence here. 4 months ain't shit in finishing, really. Let's call it what it is. Ain't shit. Sagamore's out here 3, 4 years finished. For 4 months ain't shit. Okay? I think it adds a nice, like, apple butter type flavor in with the well-blended, aspects of this. So I think it adds. The finishing definitely adds to this. Doesn't overpower anything. It's well done. It is well done, but if you want this to be like well-aged bourbon and like a blast of Calvados, it ain't that. It ain't that. So, great job, Nancy, on that one. It is a tier above the cigar batch. So, if you love the cigar batch and you're looking for like the next thing from Joseph Magnus, then this is it. You should seek it out and buy it. If you're not, well, then don't worry about it. Now, alternatives, really not a lot. I hate to say it. Not much is finished in Calvados Cask. There's like an old Sagamore that was. I don't have it. I don't know of anything else off the top of my head that's finished in Calvados Cask that was good. Okay. I just used this in a comparison video, but why not bring it back out? Sealbox Bull Run 10-year MGP bourbon finished in cognac casks. Which is what? French brandy of some sort. So, let me get a glass. Put it in the mini here. You'll find me comparing this a lot because it's really one of the only finished bourbons I have. I don't have a ton of finished bourbon that's old, okay? I have a Chattanooga White Port that's killer. One of the best finished bourbons I've had, but it's not old, so it's just not... It's very good, and it probably will make my top 10 of the year because I already have a bottle, right? But it's not going to hold up to something that's a blend of 8 and 17-year-old bourbon. It's just not. Bull Run is MGP, 10-year-old MGP finished for, I forget. Go watch my original video of this. I think I mentioned how long it was finished for. More than 4 months, I believe, in cognac. On the nose. Oh, man. Oh, just berries, leather, oak. Cognac, if you will. Okay, so, comparing that to the Joseph Magnus. They're not worlds apart, okay, in terms of quality, but the Joseph Magnus special release number 4 is a better nose. It's just deeper and richer. All right, Bull Run down the hatch. Oh, that Bull Run's so good. Oak, leather, berries, caramel. Just the right proof. The Bull Run cognac is very good. Guess what? $100 hairs was the MSRP on this. Half price. Half price. Half price. I'll say it again. Half price. All right, back to the Murray Hill Club special number 4. The Murray Hill Club does win for palate and nose. It does, but if the Bull Run was a little bit thicker on the mouthfeel and probably a little bit older, it would win. So it's not too far off, folks. And that may sound crazy to some, okay? Some of you went and spent $200 on this. You're like, this is the best thing I've ever had, Bourbon Bill. You're smoking crack. I think anything will come close to this greatness. It's very good. I give it to you. It's an A+ rating from Bourbon Bill. Okay, trust me on that. It is. It's very good. Go buy it. If $200 is okay for you to spend, then I would spend up for this. It is unique. I have said that. It is better than this, but this is very close. If you're on a budget and you can find one of these bad boys, you're not that far off. Okay, it's not an identical flavor profile in any way, but it is a finished bourbon that comes pretty close to the greatness that we just tasted in the Joseph Magnus. So if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. And for those sticking around, a little sneak peek what might be coming up next. Oh, what's that? Copper Sky, you say? Quick look at the stats. 36% rye mash bill from MGP. Aged 11 and a half years. Proof 117. Price $74.99. Do we have a gosh dang value of the year? Maybe. Stay tuned. This will be coming soon. Have a good evening, everybody.